Hello friends, Francois here. Today I'm gonna tell you the story of how I started to really make an audit of the things that my imagination suggests to me when I'm in different situations. I know it sounds a little cryptic, but stick around. It's worth it. I'm gonna try to make this one short. Bought a house maybe 3 years ago, around the pandemic and the mandates and stuff. And I'm in the country now. I'm still in the village though, but we moved away from big cities, and I wanted chicken. I wanted a little chicken coop, so I found a guy that sold me chicken, and I was basically looking at it on marketplace and stuff, and I found someone. So then I sent a message. They give me the address. I show up there, and instead of being the man I was looking for, he was I don't know. He went out to do some errands or something. But there was someone else there to open the door and greet me, and basically told me that I needed to come back later. This man looked, and I know in my mind this is the immediate association that happened, was Cletus from The Simpsons. This is what my brain, the association that happened was actually Cletus from The Simpsons, because this is what I don't know, this is just the association that naturally happened. And so immediately I, well, let's call it what it is. I kind of started devaluing that person, or perceiving myself above them or something. Kind of like the show suggests, or maybe I'm saying the show suggests, but I'm the one making the suggestion. And in any case, he's basically informing me that the man I'm here to meet is not here, and I will need to come back later. Okay, agreed. Write down my name and number and have him call me back when he's available, when I can swing by. Like, he's 5 minutes away. So, and then he goes inside, brings out a piece of paper and a pen, and he hands it to me, and he says, well, you write it down, because I can't read or write. And now the gavel fell. The me judging him as a lesser person. Now it's not just how you dress, it's not just your teeth, it's not just your smell too, like your overall hygiene. I was already kind of like judging that person because of this, but now the whole I can't read or write as a grown man. Well, okay. I really started doubting his human value. That's what I was. That's what I was doing. Cut myself devaluing that person, their human worth. And anyway, I go home. No, don't really think too much about it. Eventually, I get a phone call. Eventually, I get my chicken. Fast forward a couple months after that. Okay. More crazy pandemic things are happening, and there's now talks that our local grocery store may turn away unvaccinated people. The first thing that came to my mind when I heard this is there are going to be people in our community that are going to be struggling. And then it just kind of like made me realize too, well, what if it wasn't some kind of mandate? What if it just goes up in flame? What if we just lose our local grocery store? Like, what's the fallback here? Because in IT, or like in different kind of industries, like if you have these scenarios where if this happens, this is your safety net, or this is the other default operation procedures. But if our grocery store, for whatever reason, just is unavailable, what are we gonna do? And I just started focusing really heavily on this reality that I like, if I'm the one who sees this, then I need to be the one who at least gets the ball, you know, rolling. And if the community or if someone else wants to take this on after, good. But I just saw that there needed to be something done here. So then I just start knocking on doors, and I'm just like, hey, this is what I'm seeing right now. This whole thing just made me realize, what if we lose our grocery store? Like, are we good? Are we prepared? Do you have foods? Do you have cans? Do you know people? And I basically started creating a network of trappers, farmers, foragers, and fishermen, you know, and it did a pretty decent job. I'm happy, you know, like, and now I almost I basically just rarely go to the grocery store anymore, because now I have this amazing network of producers that I can buy directly from, and I'm super thankful that I went through this exercise just for me. And it just so happened that we now have a kind of like a support system. Of course, we can support everybody with the network that I've got, but yeah, pretty good. But now I was looking down my list, and you know, if I needed potatoes, I had a potato guy, well, multiple potato guys. Same for meat, game meat, you know, lots of hunters here. But not a lot of fish. I realized I needed to start asking around, you know, like, who's a big fisherman, you know, like, is anybody hoarding them? Anybody who would be interested to start hoarding and freezing and maybe like resell? And when I started asking around for that kind of person, everyone started giving me the physical description of that guy that answered me at the house there when I was trying to buy my chicken. Pretty humbling moment that the person that I so quickly devalued was now the person I was actively looking for to solve a very important problem, which is, are we going to be able to eat today? Right? So I go back there, and I didn't even ask for his name when I first met him, but now people, through talking to other people, they told me his name was Eric. I knock on the door, and he opens up, and I just told him, like, Eric, I hear you're quite a fisherman. And the man inside the shell came up. There was like a light instantly, and like in his eyes, the way he, like, everything, I activated him by simply talking about like what he was really passionate about. And in that moment, it made me realize, okay, sometimes I can categorize people based on suggestions that my mind is making, and this is incorrect. I know this of myself, and it's a trap that, out of self-love and self-respect, I need to be wary of and be very careful about that. And to help reinforce this, not sure about you, but for me, my phone, my wallet, my keys, every day. I need these three things every day. I control my environment. You know, I'm not in a state of homelessness where I need to, you know, gather my things and move around all the time. So I'm in control of my environment. So I have these three important things: my keys, my phone, my wallet, that I'm in charge of putting away in my environment, that I control. And still, sometimes, you know, I'm gonna wake up a day and I think they're gonna be over here, and then I'm kind of like shocked that they're not there, and then I look around and I find them over here. But what happened then? I was so sure that I put them there. Why weren't they there? And this kind of like feeling of surprise, like, oh, they're not here, they're actually over there. So what happened then? My mind came up with some kind of scenario that I would find them over here, and then they were not there. So if I can be wrong about where I placed something that I find very important, that I use every day in an environment that I control, if I can be wrong about this because my mind made up a scenario that I would, then I can be wrong about a lot of things. That's the reality. So now when I think of something, whenever possible, I check. I check if the thing that my mind just came up with is accurate. Let's find out. Because when I pay attention to the stuff that I can think of and I actually check, well, sometimes I'm wrong. Could be wrong. But for me to know whether I was right or wrong, I need to check. So hopefully you can see, you can read between the lines, and you can see how this can be applied in perhaps your life. When I talk about this, the way that I just talked about it now, I get a very strong reaction from people face to face or in support groups. A lot of people can relate. A lot of people told me that they liked to hear how I approached the subject and structured it, so I decided to share it with you today. And just accept that you can be wrong. You know, imagination is wild, man. Hopefully you got something out of this, and I don't know how to end this video. I'm just gonna end it.